Welcome to My Y, a series of personal stories that share the history and impact of YPN, the premier provider of prenatal and parenting programs in East Central Iowa. We support, educate, and empower families since 1985. Join us in our mission and learn the why YPN for so many in our community.
So welcome to another episode of My Y, a YPN podcast. My name is Alejandro Pino. I have the honor and privilege of serving as Executive Director of YPN. But more importantly, and the reason why we're here today is that we're going to be interviewing somebody very special to the organization. And this is Meridith Myers, who is the Director of Programming, who has been at YPN for a little over 4 years. She really makes things happen on the programmatic side, among other things. She's also the IT Director. Right?
Some days it feels that way.
So certainly a big welcome to her. She's got her Diet Coke all ready to rumble here, so she is ready for this interview. So welcome to all the listeners. We're glad that you're joining us again. And we'll just start out, Meridith, by asking you a little bit about yourself. So tell the listeners kind of the why behind who you are, maybe a little bit about whatever you feel comfortable sharing about your childhood, family, educational background, and all that fun stuff.
Okay, so I was a transplant to Iowa, moved to Cedar Rapids in 1999 to go to Mount Mercy College. It was a college at that time. Loved it, stayed here, met my husband. We have 3 beautiful children, and we're kind of moving out of that baby phase of life, and now we have elementary kids, a middle school kid, and soon-to-be high schooler.
That's very cool. So tell us a little bit about your educational background at Mount Mercy University now.
So I came to Mount Mercy thinking that I would be a math teacher. That did not work out as planned. So after a few changes, I graduated with a degree in psychology and just kind of fell into the world of social work. Loved it, and it's been a great fit for 20-some years.
Well, the world of social work is very thankful to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's transition a little bit now to YPN itself, obviously an organization that hopefully we both respect and love dearly. And so tell us a little bit about what led you to YPN.
So when a position became open at YPN, I was checking out the website, trying to figure out if it would be a good fit, and I read the vision statement, and it immediately resonated with me. Prior to this position, I've always worked in children's mental health, and I thought, how amazing would it be if we could resolve issues before they even started. And so the vision of helping families to change generations just really hit me, and I thought, this is where I need to go. This is where I need to be.
And that resonates certainly with me, and I'm sure with all of our colleagues too, and it's something that keeps us coming as well when we see the impact early on, and hopefully be able to impact that trajectory for that child is a very powerful thing as well. So thanks for sharing that so much with us. Tell me a little bit more about YPN as you kind of see it now. Obviously, you've been here for a little over 4 years now, and you've seen some of the transition and the changes that we've enacted within those years too. Could you just kind of tell us a little bit about how you see the organization right now?
So I think YPN is really in a state of growth. Since I've been here for 4 years, our home visitation program has more than doubled. We've moved into Jones County. Our Building Bright Futures program has grown immensely. We're serving more diverse families than we ever have before. Sometimes it's a little challenging keeping up with making sure that we're educated on all of the different cultures that we're serving, but our staff are amazing, and they're doing a great job of making sure that they're educated and providing families with exactly what they need.
Yeah. So on the programmatic side, we don't only offer the group programming, but we also offer the home visitation program that you mentioned. Can you touch a little bit just on the home visitation piece for us?
Sure. So we serve families who aren't able to come to our Thursday night program through visiting them in their homes. And so they maybe can't come because their work schedule doesn't allow them to, or maybe they just have really high anxiety and being in a group setting is just too much for them. So those families we meet with one-on-one in their home 2 times a month, sometimes more if they need it. And we work with them exactly where they're at. So if they're struggling with rent or housing, food insecurity, we're going to help them find those resources. And then once we get that family stable, we work with them to help their child continue to develop and make sure that they're meeting all of their milestones.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful program because, I had the opportunity to attend a home visit, and you could see the incredible impact that our parent educators have on the families and vice versa. So not only are we helping to guide them, but they're also teaching us a whole heck of a lot as well too. So it's very powerful. So tell us a little bit about how do the families at YPN inspire you on a daily basis? Because I know that's very big for me. Just coming to YPN on a daily basis. Tell us a little bit about what you feel about the families that we serve.
So I have to say I'm always amazed when they show up to group because it's voluntary and sometimes you can just see how exhausted they are. And a lot of our parents are single parents, and I know that coming from a two-parent family, there are days where I'm just exhausted. So I can't imagine what some of these single parents are going through. But we've had quite a few families recently who have decided to go on to college and finish not only their bachelor's degree, but we have a couple of parents working on a master's degree and also their PhD. And that just blows me away because I can't even comprehend what that would be like as a single parent.
Oh, I love that. And, those success stories are really ones that strike you, right? Because that doesn't happen always. It doesn't always happen. And certainly when you see the effort that our participants that make to come to YPN on a daily basis, as you mentioned, voluntarily, we should all be proud of that, right?
Absolutely.
So I love to see that as well. So, obviously you're a big leader at YPN and in the community too, but how do you hope to impact YPN staff and families as a leader?
So I have reached the point where I feel that I very much should be more in the back seat and really encouraging staff to take that leadership role and empowering them. They have so many great ideas. They have such great connections with our families. They're in there every single day. That just encouraging them and helping them to see what they can provide beyond the home visit. I really feel like that's my place right now at YPN.
Yeah. So one of the things that we always try to do, and we tell our participants this, is a whole empowerment piece, right? It's very important to us, is that we're really not handing something out to somebody, but we're really giving them the tools to succeed later in life. But we also try to do that with our own staff as well.
Absolutely. Right? I think sometimes they get lost in I'm just here to do a home visit. And it's like, you have such great ideas. Yes. Don't be shy. Let's share them. Let's see how we can develop those.
That's exactly right. And that's why I say, that I'm so honored to be surrounded by amazing people on a daily basis, and you're certainly one of those individuals as well. But so as you look at the families that we serve, what changes have you seen, within the needs of the populations that we see? Has anything stood out to you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think over the past 4 years, just as everybody has seen the changes in the economy, you see it even more how it's hitting our families. 4 years ago, families, I think, were better able to use the diaper bank just like kind of as their backup and be able to provide most of the diapers. But now families are struggling even to do that. And so although we're giving them that hand up and providing kind of that gap in diapers, the gap seems to be growing. Just basic things, being able to afford their rent is becoming more challenging for a lot of families.
Yeah, because I think we also have seen an increase in families of all different income levels too, utilizing our services as well. So that kind of shows you how the economy is impacting, a lot of the folks out there as well. But, obviously we're also very thankful to be able to provide that because of the great donations that people give us, especially
absolutely
with the diaper
we
bank,
need
right?
all the donations that we can get and the support financially from our great funders.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So one of the final questions that I have here for you, and probably the most important one, because this is what keeps you coming every day to YPN, right? So when you open the door, hopefully you're still excited to do that.
Yes, I am.
And obviously we know that not every day is sunshine and rainbows, right? And a lot of nonprofit colleagues would probably say the same thing. But so what is, if I ask you, what is your why? What would you tell us about that?
Oh, that's such a great question. There's so many things. I think just showing up and seeing the little ones, seeing the hope on their faces. I mean, 0 to 5, the world is amazing. Everything is fresh and new, and they don't have any of the burdens that their parents have. So I think seeing those faces is inspiring every single day. So whether I see them down in the We Care shop or I'm seeing them at group, it just really helps, lift me up if I'm in a rough spot that day because, we've had some struggles. Seeing their hope is amazing.
Yeah, that's essentially why, we all do what we do, right? So because we believe that every child needs and deserves a safe, loving, and nurturing environment, and that's really what we try to do on a daily basis, even when they scream.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even that Thursday night when you're carrying multiple screaming babies.
That's right. So I'm going to ask you one more fun question.
Okay.
You don't know which one I'm going to ask you.
I don't.
All right. So here, I'm going to ask you, if you weren't in this role, what other work would you see yourself doing and why?
Well, when I was little, I always thought it would be fun to be the first female president.
Uh-huh.
But now knowing what's entailed in politics, that's definitely a no-go.
Yeah, well, I can see President Myers.
Yeah,
right. No,
yeah, not so much anymore, no.
Maybe your daughter.
Definitely
She
a
definitely has
possibility.
the character
Yes.
traits to
Yes.
do that, I think. So, well, Meridith, again, on behalf of not only me, but everybody, that surrounds you at YPN, we thank you for, what you do on a daily basis. We thank the listeners for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing the continued great work that you do. So, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to My Why, a YPN podcast. We can't make our impact without your support. Please consider donating to YPN. Your gift will make a difference. Visit www.ypniowa.org/give to donate today.